Hello and yes, welcome back to the Rain City Jerks podcast. Obviously you are very intelligent, handsome, pretty, probably smell kind of funky, but like in a good way, you know what I mean? Like you eat a lot of garlic and I can smell it on your skin. I like that kind of shit. Rain City Jerks podcast, you're here for it. Thank you. You ever think about what's at the bottom of the ocean? Anything could be down there. We don't know shit about it. Why would aliens talk to humans? Go talk to a dolphin. Their brain's bigger. They're cuter. Rain City Jerks. Pro-alien, pro-dolphin, pro-alien dolphin communication. Rain City Jerk.
All right, you're listening to Rain City Jerks.
Papa is back.
Papa's back.
Papa's back.
We're doing old school episode, just the Jerks. Jerks Classics.
Jerks Classic. I, as always, am your host, Jay Markovitz.
And I am Jack Slattery. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Some things have happened.
Yeah. Big things.
Yeah. We were going to get a recording. We were going to do... I was on a festival. I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal now. I've got
more festive now by like 50%.
I've got a credit. Shout out to the Upper Left Comedy Festival. I am a made man now. My name has respect and clout on it now. I'm a huge celebrity locally, only in Seattle.
He's broken through the velvet ceiling.
Yeah. However, I'm still an idiot. And we were going to record a podcast with the legendary Ron Lynch. We still hopefully will do that. But I packed up everything and I brought everything except the headphone splitter, but I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then we get all set up in his hotel room, and then I don't have the SD card. And then we walked to like 7 different stores, and nobody had an SD card.
What a blunder. People didn't even know what SD cards were.
They looked at it. They looked at me like I was an idiot, and I was. But
they looked at him like he was an ostrich.
Yeah.
Like a dumb, flightless bird.
Like, why would you go to a store to buy an SD card?
In a Blix art supply store.
You get them mailed to you.
Go back to Australia, run around. We just stuck our heads in the sand.
It was embarrassing.
I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for myself. I was also embarrassed for Jack.
You should. Yeah, that's correct. It was an embarrassing situation. So that happened. And then, so we didn't get that one.
Real blunder. I had to face the fact that maybe what the Rain City Jerks podcast needs to succeed is me not to be on it and to get younger, more attractive guests like Reece and Bernice.
They are popular. They are younger and both attractive.
Yeah.
But no, we couldn't do this show without you.
I don't think they're attractive, but I don't know that their children would be attractive.
If Bernice and Reece were to procreate?
Yeah.
That would be an interesting kid. I feel like they would just be very median in height because it would balance out, right?
Balance out.
Bernice is small, Reece is tall.
Yeah.
It would kind of balance out in the middle somewhere.
I feel like they both have very prominent jawbones, though.
Yeah, they'd get that Habsburg jawline coming back in style.
Yeah, no, I want more of a Tudor jawline in my progeny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to get them liquored up and see what happens.
We just got to make it happen now.
Yeah,
We'll get back to you.
Comedy eugenics here at the Rain City Jerks podcast.
Trial and error.
I have also have had some changes, some tribulations in the past week. I broke a toilet seat.
Your own?
My own, yeah. We got new ones at my place.
So wait, you got a new toilet seat and then you broke that one?
So my girlfriend has had a long-standing grudge against our toilet seats.
What's the grudge?
They're old, and all of like the white porcelain color is like
yellow,
faded away. It's not even yellow; it's like black.
Ew.
It's fine.
Wait, what? It's just got it's got a patina on it, like a 45-year-old patina, butt patina.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. That doesn't sound good. I'm already on her side.
Yeah, okay. Most people are.
Yeah.
And so she put in a maintenance request. They came very promptly, switched out the toilet seats in both apartments. She couldn't have been more happy. But then, I sit on it. I'm doing my business, number 2, and I lean to the side. You got to kind of make some room to go underneath. and I hear a crack. Big
Man.
crack. And I'm like, get up, and it's like, oh, well, there goes the new toilet seats. And honestly, they're quite a bit thinner, and I'm maybe up weight. So, yeah, you know,
They just don't make them like they used to.
They don't make them like they used to.
So now what do you got to do? Just like hover on one cheek on the non-broken side?
So it's like I can still sit on it, but I run the risk of my cheek getting like pinched in this like
And you
crack.
live with two women. So
I live with two women.
How are
yeah.
they dealing with this?
So
Have you duct taped it and super glued it back together?
I'm thinking maybe I'll paper mache over it.
Okay.
Yeah. That could do it. Duct tape might work. Maybe just like chew gum and put it in there.
Have you seen those videos where they just like pack? They fix broken things with like ramen noodles.
Yeah. I have seen that.
And then they like 2-part epoxy resin over it and then sand it down. You just need some ramen and 2-part epoxy.
There you go. Then you have a delicious noodle lunch with the rest of it.
It look cool.
Looks cool. Yeah. Broke a toilet seat. I got stank.
Did you get yelled at? I feel like I would like if I lived with two women, and I broke a toilet seat. I feel like you would just be in the doghouse from both ends.
I didn't get yelled at.
Okay.
I feel like it wasn't really a my fault kind of thing.
Right.
Because I've never broken a toilet seat before.
Right.
Yeah, and I've been sitting on them my whole life. And this one, I think it was just probably the cheapest toilet seat that our property management company could find.
The bare minimum.
Bare minimum. It was about maybe 2/3 the width of the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, basically non-existent. Just a thin piece of plastic.
Yeah, like fiberboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this might be validation that I'm big enough. And it's time to start the cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look a little thin lately. Your face looked a little bit thinner.
Oh, I shaved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
No, I used to have about an inch of beard
okay.
on either
well,
side.
Then that would explain it.
That
would explain
it's,
it.
Industrial light and magic
Shout out
for
to
facial structures.
Who is that?
That's George Lucas.
Right, George Lucas. I was going to say Spielberg, but I didn't think that was right.
Either one. They both are past their prime. What were we talking about before the show? Stinks?
Oh, yes. Stinks.
Yeah. I got stinked really bad.
All right.
I was out at a comedy show, and this person like raised up their arms.
Right.
They were wearing the tube top. Their armpits were on full display, and I just got both barrels
Hairy
right to the
armpit?
face. No, smooth armpit.
Smooth armpit.
I feel like the smooth armpit stinks more.
It does.
It does, yeah, because you got
It stinks more, but differently.
the pores are all open.
Right. But the hair can have a stink linger.
It percolates.
It percolates,
Yeah, it percolates through the hair.
Right. And so it stinks differently. And, it builds up, too. So you can get layered stink. It's like
Layered stink.
It's like a ramen broth. It's like a pho broth.
Yeah, it's like the fish sauce. You just keep packing stink in there. The communal well of stink.
Right.
And yeah, if someone stinks like that, then maybe they're not showering.
I'm fine with it. I am extremely pro stink. I'm extremely if there's no way that I could consider taking a relationship seriously if when I put my nose into your armpit, and I'm going to, when I put my nose into your armpit and I deep inhale, if I don't get like a head rush and just like I don't even just like brain explosions, fireworks. If that doesn't happen, there's no way I could take this seriously. Like I gotta get high off my person's BO stink.
Sure, yeah, but this is your person. What about a stranger?
Well,
in a public setting, are there limits?
Sure,
are there limits to?
There's absolutely limits.
The decorum of public stink.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are those? What responsibility do we have to our fellow humans?
Well, just as is in with most things, right? Like you don't want to be offensive. Like you don't want to. You don't want to. You try and live your life through the eyes of other people, and what would bother you, and so you don't. Right. So if you're on an airplane and you're a white girl with dreadlocks and like a corduroy makeshift like multi-patch dress thing.
God, I'd be so like, don't sit next to me.
And
I'd
she
be
sits
vibing
next,
her so hard
and she
to
sits
not
next
sit
to you.
next to
She's
me.
next to you on the plane.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know what life is. You know what's going on. Just like live your weirdo life in the real world, but you're on an airplane. Just like maybe throw on some Tom's of Maine deodorant. Just like try and make it a little bit nicer for other people.
Douse themselves in more patchouli.
Oh God, I hate patchouli so much. I loathe patchouli.
What about a white girl with dreads and she has a lit stick of Nag Champa just hanging out in her hair?
And where are we? That matters.
Maybe like a slacklining festival.
God. Well, if I'm going to a slacklining festival, I know what I'm walking into, and that's going to be a cornucopia of various BOs.
Okay, how about a Devil Sticks festival?
Same thing, same crowd. It's going to be just
the World Hacky Sack Championships.
Yep. The Ultimate Frisbee competition.
Well, see, Ultimate Frisbee players at a high level, they're like jocks.
Yeah.
Like average hippies can't compete with that.
True.
Like my brother played for a D1 Ultimate Frisbee program, and
I've never played.
I mean, they smoke a lot of weed and drink a lot, but
right.
They're not like drum circle guys.
So you're saying Ultimate Frisbee guys have better hygiene than like. I feel like Ultimate Frisbee and drum circles go hand. Like you don't have to be a pro like a pro Ultimate Frisbee guy.
So there's a certain like entry level Frisbee that is accessible to everyone.
Oh right, right. You got
just gotta tossing the disc.
That's right. You got to have like 80 different Frisbees, like for different
Well, no,
weights.
that's for disc golf.
Oh, you know what? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, we're thinking about like
okay.
the divergence of Frisbee activities.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. I was thinking of disc golf, but Ultimate Frisbee is
that's like soccer with Frisbees.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And dogs play on teams sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. I think that's what Airbud 7 was about.
Yeah. I don't dogs. I think that I've seen some videos of dogs like legitimately like.
There's no rules in the Ultimate Frisbee bylaws that say
your dog can't be on
a
the
dog
team.
can't play Frisbee. That was also in the movie Airbud.
Right.
So
it's the Airbud clause.
Yeah. Pause.
In general, I'm pro stink. That obviously has different parameters. That has different viabilities.
So you're pro natural stink.
Yes.
But I would guess that you are very loath of like artificial chemical scents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not into it. I mean, they can smell nice. They can definitely, perk it up.
Yeah.
They can smell nice. You can dress up your BO with a little orange zest, a little whatever. You know what I mean? You can like play to your own scent and kind of like build with that, because everybody's skin chemistry is different anyway. So like if you put on some highfalutin eau de toilette or whatever, and I put it on, it would smell kind of different because like
smell kind of different.
We got a little bit different body chemistry.
Do you own a stick of deodorant?
Yes.
Okay. What circumstances do you put that on?
I couldn't tell you because I haven't worn it in probably 3 years.
Okay, so you have it, but you don't use it.
I guess like I don't know what I would.
It's like a box of baking soda that's been sitting in your cabinet.
It's a natural one, or it's more, it's not a bunch of chemicals, and it's bergamot and lime scent.
I don't mind a bergamot.
Yeah, I liked. And that's what it kind of goes into what I was saying. It's just like I think bergamot and lime just kind of like zest up your natural BO. It's a little salad dressing on your your funk. I've also like a Tom's of Maine wood spice.
That's pretty good.
I just don't. I like to smell my own armpits. Like I think I smell great.
Yeah,
and I check in on myself with my own armpit smell.
Has anybody ever?
No, most people think
has anyone ever pulled you aside and been like, "Hey, man, you stink"? Have you had that experience?
No. My smell gets complimented a lot.
Okay. By who?
Women.
What kind? Women. Okay.
Yeah.
Women that you're fucking, presumably.
Usually.
Or women that want to fuck you.
Hopefully, presumably. Yeah.
I mean, those are the ones that are going to like your smell.
Right.
The ones who don't like your smell are not going to be interested.
And that is to the point of just like, it just cuts through a lot of bullshit. Like, it's just like, we have this idea that BO is bad because of highfalutin French people who smelled terrible and had the funkiest pussies, and so they invented perfume to cover up their like syphilis-ridden vaginas or whatever.
I mean, you're describing the entire world population up until about 1910.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It made sense a little bit. Like, but now you can wash regularly and like, you know, like I take a shower, you know what I mean? Like if I went a couple days without showering, like it might get to an offensive level. I don't know. You know, like that doesn't really happen for
But
me.
not offensive to you.
I don't know.
It would just be even better for you.
It might be offensive to me. I mean,
So I've had to pass, I think, in normie society a little bit more than you have in my adult life just because of my chosen professions.
sure.
Yoga instructor,
Yeah, you gotta
massage
be neutral.
therapist.
You gotta be
You got to be
neutral.
neutral, and it's the kind of thing where you're going to be working up a sweat. And you're having to deal with a lot of like high maintenance white ladies who,
Right.
you know, they want it to be not a stinky dude environment in there.
Right.
So
I bet some might like it though.
some might like it, but then they're ashamed of liking it. And no, I have gotten an email before from like a yoga teacher that was senior to me, and they're like, "Hey man, you fucking stink. You've got to wear some. You've got to do something about this because it won't fly in our studio." And I was like, "Shit, I got to do something about this." And
What did you do?
I just was a little more mindful of hygiene, showering, deodorant.
Okay.
You know, because I'm a big time no deodorant kind of guy. That is my preference all the time, and the natural stuff doesn't really work.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really like
I mean, it just like I said, it just dresses it up. It doesn't really. Get
it dresses
rid
it
of
up
Yeah.
exactly. But when I started doing massage full time, I had to make the switch to antiperspirant.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I don't
like-
want to do that at all.
Oh no, dude, neither did I. That
Yeah.
stuff, like I could feel it giving me armpit cancer.
Yeah.
Like every time that I put it on. But when I was doing 5 massages back to back in a little box while wearing a polo shirt,
Yeah.
you know, that's gonna stink. And especially if there's any moisture there. And you know, people are paying to get a massage. That's not the kind of aromatherapy they want.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, would you put things in the room like different incense or scented candles to kind of cover up? Just
No,
general?
I'm not about that
Yeah.
either. Burning stuff.
Yeah.
But since I've started my own practice, I'm
What
down.
about just like an air neutralizer?
I run an air filter sometimes. But yeah, it's not really as much of a problem in my home practice now. I don't have to give as many. I have better control of showering. And a lot of times, like, I'll just give one in a row.
Right.
Yeah. So it's great. I only had to wear antiperspirant for like maybe 2-3 years. I'm back off it.
I used to like that Gillette clear gel.
The gel, yeah, that
Yeah.
felt really weird going on.
Yeah.
And then it made like a crust in your
Yeah.
armpit.
Yeah. I liked that when I was like a tween.
Yeah.
When I first needed deodorant. And then I switched to Old Spice.
Yeah.
I was an Old Spice guy for a while, but then like my armpits would start getting like
Itchy.
inflamed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is up with this? And
That's
then,
the spice.
Yeah. And then so I got off of that. And then I was wearing Axe body spray for a while.
Yeah, that was a big hit when
Yeah.
it came out.
Boy.
Man, Axe and Old Spice, they had
Yeah.
really successful advertising campaigns.
My mom hated it when before I would go out, I would axe up.
Shh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before I'd head out for the night, and she would get so mad. She's like, "Don't spray that shit in my house. I don't want to smell it." And then she's like, "Get your fucking whore juice out of here."
Whore juice.
I mean, she was mostly kidding. She was being funny. But
Right.
Like,
but 15%, not kidding.
but no, she did hate it that I sprayed it in the house, though.
Yeah.
This is like, I'm like 18, 19 at this point.
I lived in university apartments my, I guess, junior year of college. and like the whole rest of the floor was like Persian and Armenian guys. And you know, when they would get ready and like go out on Friday nights and walk through the hall, you could just smell cologne for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah.
Easy. It's like a cloud. I don't know, some cultures that's the thing, is just to like,
Apparently, right.
yeah. I think it's like, what do you call a person from New Jersey? It's like it's like universal Guido culture. Like it's not restricted just to like Italians from New Jersey or, you know, Armenians and Persians. It's like every population has a subsect of guys that are just going to Guide out.
What about the Irish?
Yeah, dog, like Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, but he wears a lot of cologne.
Oh yeah, he's like the
Yeah.
alpha. He's like the
Yeah.
god of the Irish Guido.
Yeah,
They would probably resent being likened to Italians.
yeah. I'd like to go to Ireland.
Yeah. What's the draw?
Well, you know, the mother country, so to speak.
Yeah.
But also, it just seems really pretty.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, maybe rent a motorcycle and just tour around Ireland for a while.
Sure.
That'd be fun.
It's a thing to do.
Yeah,
You ride motorcycles?
I do. I mean, it's been a while, but I've had motorcycles before. I was in a motorcycle gang.
Yeah.
It was me and two other guys.
Okay, real liberal definition of the word gang.
Yeah. But we had back patches. I made them in high school. I made T-shirts. No, I made T-shirts in high school, and then we all had leather jackets. So we went to this like leather alteration store, and they put some patches on for us.
Was it like the triple patch, like the outlaw motorcycle gang patch convention, or just like on the?
No, it was on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
What was your gang's name?
the Christ Punchers.
Okay.
It's a Simpsons reference.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's a Simpsons reference. Our logo is just like a frowny face with a crown of thorns on it.
Years later, the T wears off of the patch, and you're just the Chris Punchers.
I still got one of the shirts. I keep all sorts of like ephemera like that throughout my life. I've got boxes of that shit, and somewhere I've got a Christ Puncher shirt. But that was my foray into screen printing too, was making those shirts.
Yeah.
And then also for my radio show, I made T-shirts that we did as a giveaway, and our listeners would call in and we gave them away.
That's how a giveaway works.
That's how a giveaway works.
Yeah.
Our motto on the radio show was, the radio show is called All You Can Eat.
Yeah.
And our motto was, eat till you puke, dance till you die.
Simultaneously?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
You can take a break, whatever.
Take a break. I mean, you have to take a break from dancing
To eat.
and then you have to take a break from eating to puke,
Right,
and then you have to take another break from dancing to die.
right.
Okay.
Isn't it fair?
You know, pack a lunch.
Yeah, we used to ride our motorcycles around, though, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm, like 20, maybe.
Sure, yeah.
19, 20, 18 to 20, somewhere in there. Not very good motorcycles, but we had them. And I lived on an island. There was a big bridge, and at the top of the bridge, you could like lay down on the motorcycle seat, so there's like less wind resistance. So you're just like essentially hanging on by the handlebars, and then you just gun it as fast as you can down the downslope of the bridge. And we would get up to like 150, 180 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And you're just like, there's like a little bubble of air between you and the seat. So like there's like, you're literally just being like flown like Superman.
Yeah, you're Superman in that hoe.
Yeah, down the downslope of the bridge and going like 180 miles an hour, just holding on by the handlebars. Then you just like, you get down, you just like jump back on. Oh man, we should be dead. Like honestly,
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm.
like we should be dead.
Did you die?
No, I don't know. Maybe that would explain a lot of things in my life. Maybe this is hell. But
Man, if I could be a minor demon, that'd be great.
There were we did so many dumb things on motorcycles that like, I don't know how I'm literally not dead. Like we never drank. There was
Yeah.
it was kind of like a straight edge crew.
Yeah, yeah.
And we would just race motorcycles at like 2 a.m. on this like stretch of highway in Rhode Island over the Jamestown Bridge into North Kingston. Just taking that exit in the bridge and everything. And like sometimes we would just like drive through like people's yards and just like spin out in their yards, like leave big burnouts in their yards and just like,
Oh, my azaleas.
yeah. It's just like one time I did drop the bike and it was kind of muddy in someone's yard and I just like left this huge skid mark in this like nice neighborhood. And the kid, his parents were gone. He invited us. We all worked at the same restaurant. He invited us over, and he was like younger than us. And I don't even remember this kid's name, but like he was just such a fucking like he was the nerd from Beavis and Butthead. Basically,
Stewart,
he was
yeah.
basically a Stewart. And we went over to his house and just like we didn't wreck it. We didn't do anything crazy, but like we were riding our motorcycles and just like revving our engines super loud and like 2 a.m. and just like being like idiots.
Yeah.
Just trying to get him in trouble.
Probably worked.
Yeah. And then like we did burnout. like,
Drank all his family's liquor and topped it off with water. Oh, right. You didn't drink.
we weren't really drinking. We didn't really, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Just like standing up on the bike, just like riding side saddle, just
Sure.
like riding like as far up the gas tank as you could go. Mm-hmm. My friend, he'll hear this. He's one of our listeners.
The Monkey Master?
Monkey Master, yeah. His thing, and I don't understand this at all. I still don't understand this. He's a big hand job fan, or was.
Like receiving a hand
Yeah,
job?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He's got his dick pierced like a bunch of different ways, and I don't know if
He's got like the Jacob's Ladder.
he's got the frenulum. And,
Sure, yeah. Frenulum's good.
And then the
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert, and then the reverse Prince Albert. So it's just like a hole through the tip of his dick. He's got a barbell going through the tip of his dick.
Okay.
And then a frenulum.
Okay.
And I don't know if that really adds to the hand job experience all that much, but he would like.
Seems like it would complicate it unnecessarily.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
Monkey Master, what's the deal?
Also, like I'll get back to the story, but also it requires it takes him 2 hands to pee. You know what I mean?
Because he's got to hold the
hole
hole
the dick,
open,
and
yeah,
then he's
right?
then he's got to pull up the barbell to like plunge the bottom hole to seal the bottom hole on his dick, so it doesn't just spray everywhere. So he's got to like hold the dick and then pull up the barbell.
Seems like you might just pee sitting down. You know, that's
Yeah. So anyway, he'd be at a urinal, 2 holding his dick. And I would just come up behind him and push him, and then his head would hit the wall. And that was always good fun.
And that's how he got the nickname Monkey Master.
I don't know where that came from. I think he gave it to himself. But wait, what was I saying?
Riding motorcycles.
Oh, riding motorcycles. He would get women to like jerk him off while they're riding a motorcycle. Like she's on the back.
Yeah, you got to hang on to something.
But just like come in his pants. Like it's just like that doesn't sound appealing. That doesn't sound hot. Or I know you just have cummy pants and like you're just like yeah.
So you're into so many different things, but cummy pants is where you draw the line.
It just I don't want anyone to see a big cum stain on my pants. And also
It's not underwear, you know. He's probably not getting it right on the dungarees.
You know how cum works.
I do know how cum works.
It gets when it gets warm, it starts getting all thin, and then it goes all. It's going to run down your leg. Now you got like cum all in your hair.
I think that if you could like cum in boxer shorts, it would just kind of stick your pubes to the boxers. And yeah, like then you've got a fucking mess, but it's not like
it just doesn't seem.
It's not unsightly.
It's less that
when you're getting jerked off going 100 miles on a motorcycle, the last thing you're thinking is, "Oh man, am I going to get cum on my jeans?"
That's just how my brain works, I guess. Like it just the
that's a lot of post nut clarity to get after that.
The juice just isn't worth the squeeze on that one for me. Like I can just wait. Like I don't need a fucking hand job on the highway and get like cummy pubes for the rest of the day. Like,
well, that's why he's the Monkey Master, not you.
I guess so.
Yeah, you don't become the master of monkeys by waiting to get jerked off by. What was she? 17, probably.
Yeah, he was like 26 or something.
Yeah, no, that's.
No, I'm kidding.
That's how it works.
He was
Fucking monkey
he was also
masturbator.
really into. We were very different in our sexual tastes, and he was really into like titty fucking. And I'm just like, that's another one. You're a titty fucking kind of guy,
Yeah,
right?
that's great.
I don't
Super
get it.
fun.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all.
What is the? Do you like? Okay, so you don't.
Pussy, ass, mouth, all way better options than like like it's just why? Like I
You
don't know.
oil them up, dog. It's not like you're fucking dry titty fucking someone.
It just seems dumb. It just I don't know. It just seems.
I mean, do you like tits?
Not particularly, but even, but I mean, like in my younger days when you'd bring someone home, they're like, okay, but I don't want to fuck, but we can do everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, you're like, okay, but like, can I just like hump your butt cheeks?
Yeah, little frottage.
Yeah, until we go until we finish this, and then they're like, yeah, okay. So it's like the same as titty fucking, but just with butt cheeks, which
But you like that.
But I like that.
But that's just because you like butts and don't care about tits.
Yeah, but also
like some dudes
I would-
like tits so much.
But I would never be like, can I just do that? You know, that was a fourth place option of like, well, this is still cool.
Well, right, but you're in the neighborhood of the butthole,
Right.
then, which is your
Yeah.
first choice.
It's
And so there,
it's not my first choice, but it's not it's
a close second.
a close second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that you want on the menu.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
It's a
just
si-
like
it's a side
a poor substitute for something that you already want. With titty fucking, it's a completely novel experience. You know, you like tits, you like them so much, and you can be engulfed by them in a way that brings you sexual release.
I mean, I get it, sort of, but I also just don't like. I don't know. Just
It doesn't turn you on.
right. Yeah. Exactly.
Like the mechanism of it working isn't a mystery to you.
No. Right.
It just doesn't turn you on.
right. It just doesn't do anything for me.
And honestly, like, getting tit fucked is way better than tit fucking.
What do you mean?
Okay, so if you are the active partner in the tit fuck, basically what happens is the woman lays on her back.
Correct.
You or her or a combination of both hold the breasts together, and you fuck them, and you're
Right.
kind of mounting her.
Right. And are you hoping that the mouth is involved on this at the end, like an elongated tongue?
If you've got enough equipment to bridge that gap, then yeah, the mouth can be involved, or you can switch off just because you're in the area,
Right.
But you're very much in like a I'm pinning you down kind of place, like you're straddling her
Sure.
upper torso,
Right.
Which for me that doesn't really do it.
Okay.
Like I never was into that kind of tit fucking. Still, I'm not really into that kind of tit
So
fucking.
you like being on the bottom.
I would like to be like sitting or laying down in a way, and then
You like those big mommy milkers.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a too big for you?
So if the breast size is too much like, oh, you're just really overweight.
Okay.
And like, you know, you've got big boobs, but you've got big everything else.
Right.
Then it can kind of be like,
Right. Okay.
you know, and there's some trade-off, you know, if a woman is going to be curvier, then yeah, you know, everything's going to be curvier.
Sure.
But there's a line.
Right.
And, you know, thin women with big boobs, that's kind of like, I'm not really batting in that league a lot.
Sure.
So, yeah, you know, I'm never really thinking like, oh, I'm going to date this girl just because she's got big boobs.
That would be
It's
weird if you
just-
did,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I'm not that much into boobs that I will only date someone that is,
Right.
you know, packing.
Sure.
But yeah, you know, if they have it, then it's nice. And then, you know, however long into it, you're like, man, I really miss small boobs.
I'm small boobs.
I miss average boobs.
I like a handful, and that's you know that's all it needs to be for me. Maybe
handful.
something to slap,
yeah, slap is nice.
something to slap, something
nice.
to pinch, something to twist, just a nice handful. It's if I can get both hands on it and it's still kind of unwieldy, that's just, I mean, it's just not for me. But you know, I don't know. Yeah, it's just not for me.
Not for you. Yeah, well,
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think makes that bridge in a cis man's mind about a butt man or a boob man? Like, where does that delineation
I think it's just
happen?
what you sexually imprint on.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in a time before there were lots of images of big butts
Right.
around. There were lots of boob images.
I think this goes back to me liking stinks, though,
Sure.
because a butt smells a little bit.
Boobs have stinks sometimes, though.
Okay, but there's no.
I mean,
It's
the
different.
under boob line runs right into the armpit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's like a delta estuary of armpit stink.
The verdant wetlands
Yeah, under boobs.
runs right into the ocean. Yeah, but no, like chicks in the 80s, they kind of had flat asses.
Sure.
Flat asses, that was kind of what was prioritized. And, you know, some of them had big boobs. And people were like, oh, boobs. And, like, I don't just like big boobs, as I
Yeah.
mentioned previously. But, yeah, you know, you like stinks, you like butts. Like, now,
I like snuggling too, and like, man, a nice juicy butt in your, like, I get to be the big spoon.
yeah.
And you got a nice big butt just on you, and then you're like kind of like grabbing at it and spanking it lightly while you're
Sure.
watching Yojimbo, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Oh, that big butt is losing interest in Yojimbo.
I know.
Every 10 minutes. She's looking at her phone.
I know.
She is looking at her phone.
Not a lot of women like old samurai movies. Some do,
Some do.
not a lot. Unfortunately.
Maybe if there was more like shopping in old samurai movies.
Well, I mean, in what?
Shopping for vengeance.
The seven samurai.
Yeah.
They're defending a town,
Yeah.
right? Am I remembering this
I
correctly?
believe that's the one. Yeah.
And from like some evil gang or something. And so they have to, you know, presumably protect shops and stuff.
Yeah. Where are they going to buy new kimonos?
Tea sets.
Sushi mats?
I love samurai movies and I love westerns, and I love that they're basically interchangeable.
A lot of overlap.
And then I love it when they apply space to
Yeah.
that. Like, that's, what a sweet spot that is. Space samurai western. I don't really have a lot of great examples for that.
Yeah. What is that? I feel like Cowboy Bebop
Yeah, I think,
might be that.
I think that's in there. In some ways, maybe Fifth Element, not really samurai, but sort of.
Yeah.
But not really.
Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah, I think that would qualify.
A little bit, yeah.
I think that would qualify. Firefly.
Yeah, that's kind
Not
of
really
space
samurai.
western.
Not really samurai, but still, it's in the
You can do space samurai or space cowboy.
yeah.
It's hard to do them both. I don't know.
Well, in some ways, Warhammer is like space samurai. That's more like knights than samurai, though.
Yeah, well, and it's got like weird, like religious factions.
Yeah,
It's
we're
like
gonna have
Knights
that.
Templar.
We're gonna have that Warhammer guy
Yeah,
on.
Jack Ballard,
Jack Ballard.
former stand-up comedian. Now he's like a Warhammer streamer.
Oh, I should watch some of his streams. That's gonna be a hard episode. I'm excited for that episode, but
Yeah.
just pre-warning to our listeners, our dedicated fans, all 63 of you.
That's going to be a good episode, man.
It's gonna be good.
He's very
It's going to be good, but
charismatic.
a lot of people are going to lose interest in tabletop gaming and the deep lore. And
We're not just going to talk about Warhammer.
I know, but I'm going to talk about it a lot because, like, even though I'm not good at it,
Yeah.
I've played it a little bit,
Okay.
and I love the shit out of.
I'm going to have him bring some of his miniatures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he ever won a golden demon?
I don't know what that is.
That's like when you're a top tier model painter and you go to the conventions and like they vote on it.
I may be wrong, but I think he's more into like the gaming aspect.
He doesn't care
than
about
the painting. He might paint it some, but I've seen him brag about getting like top 4 finishes in like Warhammer tournaments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
which I just learned were a thing when I saw him post about it.
I mean, if it's a game, you can make
There's tournaments for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to like flip the ball into the cup tournaments.
I'm sure anything.
Anything.
I'm sure it all exists and it happens in a convention center.
Yo-yo tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Yo-yo
For
tournaments.
sure. If there's one thing people do, it is be hella competitive about everything.
We love to vie. We are a species who
they
vies
talk
for the
shit,
top.
and then they talk shit about people.
Oh, I love talking shit.
Yeah. Imagine the Warhammer community like scene. Like you go to a nerd. That's a smell museum right there. A nerd store.
Yeah.
When's the last time you were in a nerd store?
It's been a minute, but I pretty much grew up in comic book shops.
Yeah.
And
What about comic book and gaming shops? Because I feel like those are different.
So, never really spent a lot of time in the gaming shops, and it
Okay.
was before the two had kind of converged.
Oh, okay. Comic book shops have a different smell because like
They smell like newsprint.
They smell
It's
like
newsprint
exactly.
and BO.
Right. And the BO is kind of subdued because there's not a lot of activity necessarily.
exactly.
It's like maybe, just and you're not really eating or drinking in there. And
At one point, the comic book shop that I frequented, A Million Comics in Overland Park, Kansas, they put in like a LAN setup, local area network, and we would all play like Quake 3
Hell
on
yeah.
it. And
Hell
that
yeah.
got quite a bit stinkier.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a different situation.
Big difference.
But a nerd store like tabletop gaming store is I feel like is a very different situation.
Yeah, well, anytime like tough competition is going down, those pheromones start going. You
And
start
then you mix
stress
those-
sweat.
And then you mix those pheromones with Mountain Dew. You mix those pheromones with Fritos and Oreos and just like a very unhealthy lifestyle.
I bet a
generally.
chess tournament can get pretty stinky.
Probably.
Yeah.
But they probably eat healthier.
Whatever their mom packs for them.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about, and these are like, honestly, a lot of the time the guys who hang out playing Warhammer or other tabletop games like that, you got to have money.
You gotta have money.
And these guys
they're grown men.
They're grown men.
They have man
with
stink.
with a disposable income. They're not children. There's children there. They're rich, ugly kids there. But it's a lot of grown men, single, not always single, but a type. There's a type of man who devotes most of his time to paying $200 for some plastic models and then spends 6 weeks painting them perfectly and then plays with them with other like there's a smell to that, and it's pungent.
Gunt and epoxy.
Yeah, and paint thinner.
Paint thinner.
You got to thin your paints. I just fucking love Warhammer. I love the models. I love watching games. I love the lore of it.
I didn't know you were such a Warhammer head.
I like Warhammer more than Warhammer 40K. I like the.
Is there a difference?
Oh, there's a big difference. Warhammer is like fantasy based more, and then Warhammer 40K is more
like Space Marines.
Marines. There's no Space Marines in Warhammer. That's more of your like proper knights
and orcs and stuff.
Orcs and elves and dwarves and things like that. And then 40K is just like laser guns and cannons and space demons and stuff.
Yeah, no, the knights wouldn't stand a fucking chance.
Not really.
If you were a demon, if you were like a minor
there's demons
demon,
there's demons in Warhammer, like.
Both?
Yeah. There are demons, in both.
Is 40K a continuation?
Yes.
So it's like Warhammer 40,000 years later?
Essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much here.
And the orcs have gotten to space. And
Did you ever try to get into this, or have you just always been a spectator?
No, I had an army for a little while.
Yeah? And you would hang out at the tabletop gaming store.
This is in my mid-20s. I'm in college.
Okay.
I've been a fan for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy growing up, Alex, he was like just getting out of this in like 7th and 8th grade. So like I missed his time playing it, but he had all the models and like...
You were able to get them off of him?
No. I would just go over to his place and then just like make a model that doesn't make sense. I just glue a bunch of random shit together that because it looked cool, not because it like functioned or anything in a real game. But anyway, he kind of got me into it, and then like I just love the models. I just like love building the models. And I was never very good at painting them, but I could see the story in my mind, and it really appealed to me. And so in my mid-20s, I was in college, and I'm terrible with money, so I would get student loans, and then I would blow chunks of those student loans on Warhammer models. And I played the Ogre Army.
Okay.
And they're not very good statistically, but I like the aesthetic of them. And I lost almost every game.
For the listeners at home, you can't experience this, but it got really oniony in here.
From what?
I don't know. Were you cooking onions?
Oh, I'm cooking a lot of onions. Yeah.
Right now, you're cooking them.
Yeah, I got a pot of curry.
Oh man,
curry
I'm crying over here.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I just took it right to the eye.
Huh? I mean, I got more than onions going on.
Is this like a Warhammer status debuff?
Yeah, this is the stench of Gork.
Stench of Gork. Gork, get some fucking teen spirit.
I don't know who cares about any of this Warhammer chat,
Allspice.
but the orcs are really cool. Their magic is really cool. It's just all force of will. Anyway, I'm excited to have this Warhammer guy on.
I will be relegated to just sitting here, holding the microphone.
I mean, ask a bunch of questions.
About Warhammer? I don't even know what to ask about Warhammer.
I mean, yeah.
Do research? No, I can fend for myself. Well, and he used to do stand-up comedy also.
Right.
He was pretty good. He made some success.
And then Warhammer 1.
Many such cases. Probably not that many such cases. Jumping from stand-up to Warhammer. Jumping from stand-up to streaming, though, that's kind of a clear path. There's people doing that. We got Lisa Wallen. She's going to be jumping on the cast.
Yeah, we're going to get that going. Take your glasses off. All the air is being held in there. They tell you to take a hat off if you're chopping onions because it'll just create a vapor cloud.
Yeah, a little atmosphere.
I don't understand why you're so fucked up right now. Like I cut the onions an hour and a half ago.
It's just out of nowhere.
Man, your eyes look crazy right now.
Yeah, and you don't have anything going on.
Yeah. I mean, I did when I was chopping them.
Sure.
But I don't know.
Maybe I reached a threshold or something.
I don't know how. I don't know. Do you want to? You want to just call it? You want to address it?
No, there's one more thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
And this translates well into this onion torture that I'm getting right now.
I wish the audience could see this. Your eyes look I'm across the room from you, and your eyes look like
I'm crying.
Yeah, you look fucked up.
Onions are pretty sad. Fucked up over them. Okay, so if you were a demon,
okay,
you're a minor demon in the pits of hell. What are you torturing people with?
I get my choice.
Yeah, you have standard implements, clamps, flails,
sure,
hot irons. But then you can.
I'm a creative person.
Exactly. You
got to tailor it. You got to. Who am I torturing? And then that determines what is their punishment, and then that determines the torturing.
Okay.
So present me with someone to torture.
A guy who always kind of cut people off and forced his way in traffic and never gave a wave.
Oh,
that's
wow.
why he went to hell. He didn't wave.
Okay.
When people let him in traffic.
Okay.
What's his torture? Here's his torture. He has to sit at an intersection that's an all-way stop. But for some reason, he never gets to go. And the other people
That is pretty
Just
good.
always get to go.
It doesn't feel like minor demon power. Like a temporal loop seems like above minor demon power.
So it's not like a legit temporal loop. It would just be like a psychodrama you could impose on him.
Right.
Like you could plug him into a matrix.
Okay.
Kind of like I have no mouth, but I must scream.
Right.
Kind of style.
See, I was just thinking it would be me holding him down and hitting himself in the face with his own hand. You know what I mean? Just like, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Okay, the older brother torture?
Yeah, for like 100 years.
Okay.
I mean, however long. You know, I would get pretty bored with that.
This one's easier. A guy who would never pick up dog poo when he took his dog for a walk. That's why he went to hell.
Okay. This is a weird hell, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's only like...
This is petty hell.
Petty hell.
See, for that guy...
I like it, yeah.
Never picked up his dog poop. I would put him in a giant dog poop bag and just suffocate him over and over and over again.
I would use him as the pooper scooper.
Oh.
I would grow to like 20 feet,
right.
Pick him up by the feet, and then make him pick up the poop with his mouth.
Okay. Yeah. I would just put him in a dog poop bag and suffocate him again and again.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. One more. Person who says LOL in real life and like other sorts of like online slanguage. Yeah. What's their torture?
What's your limit on online slanguage in the real world?
Okay, so like if they say LOL, if they take popular memes and kind of like say those.
Like what?
I mean, this hasn't been a popular meme for like 10 years, but like I Can Has Cheeseburger.
Oof. Okay.
Calling dogs like doggos and puppers. Really like over the top.
Okay. I would put a funnel in their butt and put demon ants in their butt.
Demon ants in their butt.
Like whatever, like, an ant from hell. Like a little bit bigger than a normal ant.
Okay.
Just like whatever you think a demon ant would be. Like it's an ant, but it's an ant in hell.
Yeah, no, that's not a hard sell.
Yeah.
Okay, what if instead of ants, they were like satanic emojis being funneled into their ass?
Okay. I'm still going to go with ants, but I like just like, just like some sort of ghastly emoji ghost goes in their butt.
Yeah, or like...
Yeah, I would make the emoji ghost go in their butt.
Emoji ghosts in the butt. I think if you could like force them to be in a society where all of their favorite memes were like terrible cultural taboos or like way behind the times and like, I don't know, people told them what they really thought when they said LOL in public.
I like the direct more than like...
You like the direct more than the...
Psychodramas.
Psychodramas. Every time they say it, we rip out another one of their fingernails.
Yeah, but then they would just stop saying it. Like, they've already done the thing. They don't... Like, it's just eternal torture at this point. Or maybe this is like purgatory, and since it's petty hell, this is just some low level. Like, soon they'll be rebooted, and they get to, like, go again, and they'll have, like, a vague sense of, like...
Right.
Maybe,
they'll just hate memes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of karma to burn off in this economy.
Maybe, who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But yeah, I feel like it's just a minor annoyance. So you just gotta bully them and beat them up.
Bully them a little bit.
Beat them up a little bit. Just
older brother torture would be very useful in this petty hell.
Maybe feed someone to a giant frog.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's just a weird thing to do to somebody.
Well, and it's good for the frogs.
Yeah, the hell frogs.
Yeah, hell frogs.
And then I assume that you feed a soul to a hell frog, and then it just respawns in hell until you're like, okay, you've been cleaned.
Yeah,
it's just like they come back and they're like, oh fuck, but they remember.
They just don't die.
Right,
you can torture them to death and they just respawn. Exactly, it just sucks.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it all hurts.
I wonder if you could like be chilling in heaven, but then get kicked out of heaven.
I mean, that's what happened with Satan, right?
That's true.
That's
and
how
it's
that
like,
happened.
oh, you fucked up. You're going to hell.
Yeah. See, that's what always bugged me out about hell as a kid. I'm like, because my grandmother was very religious.
Sure.
And she would like try and explain this shit, you know? And I'm like 9, 10 years old, and I'm like getting like, you know, where the devil comes from. He was an angel. He was like God's like right-hand man.
Sure.
And I think.
Wasn't he too proud?
Well, he just wanted, if I'm remembering correctly, he essentially, Lucifer became jealous of humans because humans
We're God's favorite.
were God's favorite now, and he felt that the angels should be like a little bit higher, but apparently man was higher in God's eye than the angels. And so...
And man fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man was always screwing around.
And so...
And the angels were always good.
Right. And so...
Fucking teacher's pets.
Lucifer, like, started a rebellion in heaven.
Yeah.
Because he wanted... essentially a soul. I think that's what it was about, is that man had a soul and the angels didn't have a soul.
Yeah.
And whatever that means. And so he led the rebellion, and then God cast him out, and, you know, now we have heaven and hell.
Thank goodness.
So what bugged me out about that as a kid I was always like, so the devil is mad at God and mad at man. And so if God is mad at me and doesn't let me into Disneyland, and I have to go down to rock and roll Disneyland, why is the devil mad at me? We're on the same fucking team. Like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it never made sense to me why the devil would be mad at me if I did bad things. Like, going to hell didn't seem bad. Like, why would they beat me up and torture me? They're like, yeah, you were a real piece of shit. That's awesome.
Well, because the devil still works for God, right?
No, I don't think so.
No, the devil is under contract for God. He's like, oh, you got to punish the bad guys.
But where does that, like, I don't, as far as they know, they never really
God is like the boss that the devil hates. Like, the devil is the boss of hell. But, you know, he just runs that regional office. There's still like a corporate above him, and that's God.
So when it's like, you know, the devil versus the Jesus or God, that's not it's not a true fight. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's not a true fight. And it's like, I don't know. It's like,
is the devil actually trying to take over the earth then? You know, is he trying to
he's
like...
scheming.
He's scheming.
He's scheming to do...
Again, why would I be tortured?
He wants to be the boss.
Why would I be tortured? It would be better devil propaganda to be like, hey, do whatever the fuck you want, hang out in hell with me, we'll eventually overthrow God.
Because the devil's got to work like within the
or what?
Confines of the existing org chart.
Or what?
Or else he can't get what he wants. He wants to be where God is. He wants to be running the show. And he can only run it from hell.
I think the devil...
And it's like, yeah, he's trying to like take all these souls. Of course he gets a bad rap. He's the devil.
The devil just gave people the ability to think and have sentience.
Well, but now like people hate God more than they hate the devil.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in my mind, like, I don't see what's so bad about the devil. Maybe this is devil propaganda, and we've been in end times for a while.
Yeah.
And the devil's going to appear soon.
The devil has just changed tactics.
Right.
From hellfire to internet porn.
Okay.
And
we're
all there. I've
had this thought for most of my life, and I don't know what to do with it. I do personally believe that something happens when you die. I think you do go somewhere. I am not ascribing that to heaven or hell or anything in a logical sense of knowing of any ability. But I think something happens, and I don't know what that is by any means. But I wish, or rather, if a demon approached me.
Yeah.
And just said flat out, like, hell and heaven are real. I am a demon. Here, I'll show you some sort of demon thing, you know, and does it. And they're like, do you want to join the hell army? Like, I'd be like, tell me about it. Tell me about the perks. And then they'd be like, you just do whatever you want. And you can just be, you know, whatever you do is fine. I think I would do it. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew distinctively that, like, it was, if I could be in with the devil. I don't want to be tortured. I don't want to.
No, you're still going to get tortured.
You think so?
Yeah.
Is that how? Why?
Have you ever seen
I gotta get
the
jumped
TV
at-
show
I gotta
Your
get-
Pretty Face is Going to Hell?
No.
So it
I love
basically-
that Stooges song.
Oh, it's a fucking fantastic show. You got to watch it. So it was an
Okay.
Adult Swim show about hell.
Okay.
And it's basically hell is run like
I have
a
seen
corporation.
this. I have seen this.
Yeah, and so the demons, they all have to torture people. Mm-hmm. But then they're also getting tortured. It's like if you go to hell and you've got like a specific kind of wicked soul, it's like, bro, you get to be a demon. You get to torture people in hell. You're going to love that. But then you're ascribed, bigger demons are going to torture you.
Okay. Can you become a bigger demon?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about. It's like a promotion, I guess. Yeah, you can probably become a bigger demon.
I feel like I would excel in this environment.
But then the bigger you get, the bigger tortures you get.
Ain't that the truth?
More money, more problems.
But it becomes relative.
Yeah. Well, your relatives come to torture you at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you want to get to heaven, you got to raise a little hell, man. That's what the Ozark Mountain Daredevils said.
Heaven, I don't know. The idea of a Christian heaven just seems really dumb, really lame. Just
That's a pretty popular opinion these days.
Yeah. The Elysian Fields. No thanks. Give me the pits of hell.
The pits. I think I just like purgatory, you know?
Depends.
Just right in the middle.
I like to think that my idea of hell is like the movie Little Nicky, where if you're in, right, like fucking Iron Maiden's playing, like Prince, like all like, it's just gonna be like a nonstop music fest. Like you get the best hell cocaine, you get the best. It's just gonna be like a huge like sin party forever. And then like, okay, like sometimes like a volcano worm erupts and just like eats a bunch of people. But guess what? You respawn. You come back. You're like, oh fuck. And then like, oh, that was crazy. And then like maybe you have like a lobster claw arm now because you've like respawned and mutated, and like the powers of hell are like.
Well, and it's for eternity,
right?
So it doesn't really matter that much,
right?
Eventually, just like, yeah, whatever.
Also, just man, the idea of eternity, I hate that concept.
Why?
Oof.
Does it challenge like the limited faculties of your human brain?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But it also, man, that's a heavy weight, you know. We got that. Okay. It's a heavy weight. Like, finiteness is appealing. Like, you know, there's like a Mesoamerican glyph.
Sure.
Maybe you've seen it. It's like kind of like a staircase, and then it drops down, and it like kind of comes back up, and it's like a spiral kind of thing.
Yeah.
That represents. There's like Hindu, you know, like Eastern ideas of reincarnation, where through karma burning and meditation and whatever else, like you can attain enlightenment. You can get out of the cycle.
Yeah.
In Mesoamerica, they were building pyramids and they were doing stuff down there, and they had their own ideas of reincarnation. But that's what that glyph represents, is like the stairs are like your progress through life, and then you fall off the edge and then you come back. And so it's like, even if you die building this pyramid, don't worry, you'll be back to build it, baby.
Oh boy.
You're never getting out of this. And like, I hate that idea of just like perpetual respawn.
I mean, I hate to think that I might get like...
I want out. I want to be able to get out of this.
Like reincarnated as a chick? Not because like I don't want to be a girl. Like not because it'd be like worse. But then just I'd be fucking dudes.
Right.
Yeah.
But then you'd be into it, maybe.
Well, I don't know. Just like from this body, it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Sucking dicks.
I don't know. I don't know. That I would rather.
I'd rather not suck. In any of my lifetimes, I wouldn't want to be sucking dick.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay. I feel like that is kind of like...
I feel like in some of your lifetimes, you've probably loved sucking dick.
I feel like that was kind of the kernel of knowledge that I brought back from smoking DMT.
Was that in no lifetimes did you ever like sucking
It's like
dick?
I saw the whole multiverse, and there were no realities where I was like, oh, give me that dick.
Huh.
Oh, get it in my mouth. Yeah.
Maybe you got to do it more. I like the idea of getting out of this loop. I don't want to come back and build the pyramid forever. What time is it?
Game time, baby. Who? 5:18.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Okay.
This has been Rain City Jerks. We've gone off some tangents.
Yeah.
This was a
Classic jerking off.
classic jerk episode. Hey, guess what? We're on YouTube now. Go to our link tree. You can see some snazzy videos of this. Eventually, we'll show you our pretty faces. We're figuring all that out, but we are on YouTube, so please like
one more
and
thing.
subscribe on that.
If you liked the Petty Hell segment, because I really like that Petty Hell segment, send us your petty sinners.
Ooh, that's good.
Send us petty sinners, and we will punish them.
Yeah. Petty sinners.
Jack wants to do segments. I want to do segments too, but you know,
That's a good one. Petty sinners.
petty hell.
Petty hell. Yeah. So hit us up on
Hit us up on any social media
any
platform.
social media, Instagram, like and subscribe on YouTube, please. Whatever method you're listening to this, please like and subscribe and rate and review.
Does that help us?
It helps us immensely.
Liking and subscribing.
Yeah. It just
Should we just make like burner accounts and do this 100 times?
maybe. Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, please. It really does help. We have stickers. I have T-shirts. We're going into the summer. The sun is finally out. Thank you for listening. Rain City Jerks out.